1, 2, 3.
The bigger picture. That is what you Hollywood stands for.
I push myself every single day to make
It's beyond anything else.
Are you ready for the entertainer? Me, Tommy NC 2010. Hello, folks. It's me, Tommy NC 2010. Welcome back to another awesome episode. I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, here on here in the world and on YouTube. Tonight we have a special guest. We'll be interviewing a professional. Fighter. He is not here right now. Currently, we will be calling him to have him come into the show. And I just want to say that I hope that everything is crisp and clean for you guys. The stream is beautiful, and I'm hoping that, because if there's lag, I may have to end the stream here. But don't worry, I have Tommy's smart. Tommy's smart. He knows how to think. Because you want to know why? You want to know why Tommy's smart? Because Tommy's pre-recording this also. Pre-recording it and going live. And so if we have to cut off the live stream, don't worry, folks. You'll still get the juiciness of this interview. Okay. And so, okay, folks, we're gonna call the professional fighter, and we're gonna talk to him. So here he is, folks. So here we go. Into the interview we go. How you doing there today, man?
Hey, what's going on, Tommy?
Welcome to the Tommy Talk Show. So, man, your name, as everybody knows, your name is Danny, and you're a professional fighter. What inspired you to be a professional fighter?
Well, it all started when I was a little kid, actually. When my father was in the Navy, he boxed, and he was a Golden Glove for 3 years while in service, and then he went pro amateur, and he was doing really well with it, and it ended up he couldn't finish through with it because he had his first child, my oldest sister, so he had to quit. But I was the only son, so he wanted to pass on, his skills, I guess you could say. And so he had me working hand pads with him and, boxing and learning how to use my hands and all that. And from there, I just fell in love with it. And as I got older, I decided, when UFC started becoming a big thing and, everything was kind of turning around to MMA, I thought, this is what I want to do. This is where I belong. So I joined a gym. I believe it was 2006 when I first started, and been doing it ever since.
How many fights have you won in your professional fighting career?
Well, amateur, I had 10 fights, and I won all of them, 10-0, most by knockout, and a couple by TKO. Professionally, how many I've won has been 3.
Okay. Now, is there a lot of not this is not an insulting question. Is there a lot? Does it take a lot to be a professional fighter? To what you do, is there a lot of skill to that, or what is your opinion on that?
No, absolutely. You got guys that when you go to a gym, you've got guys that come in there that maybe they just want to lose weight, or maybe they just want to learn how to defend themselves, and then you have fighters that want to be in the ring. And when you get to that point, it becomes a lifestyle. There's no breaks in it. You got to put it on every day. Some days I wake up and I'm like, damn, I feel lazy today. I don't feel like doing nothing. But at the same time, I tell myself, there's no way in hell I can become what I want to be in the event I keep sitting here on this couch. So That's what gets you in the gym. And when you're in the gym, you have to put your whole heart and soul into it. I mean, really give it all. You can't, you can't just swing around all week like and try to do everything easy to keep your stamina. You gotta wear yourself out. It becomes blood, sweat, and tears. Literally. That's why they have that saying. It's blood, sweat, and tears. That's the only way to get to the top.
Now, have you ever sustained any injuries while working your way to the top?
Not any particular injuries. I did hurt my hand once. My pinky, I broke it when I was fighting amateur. I hit a guy pretty hard with my right. I got a real heavy right hand. I broke my pinky in that. And other than that, professionally, no. I had a minor concussion because I fought one guy from Canada. He was a real tough guy. Yeah, I got a minor concussion from that, but I ended up winning by decision.
Okay. Now, so you said you won by KO. So basically, you beat the snot out of somebody until they literally fell to their knees. Am I right?
That's correct. I've seen many heads bounce off the mat after I hit them.
Now, I'm curious, how much are your services?
No charge to my buddy Tommy.
So, wait a minute. Is this true that you officially are saying that you will be coming to the official Tommy meetup on August the 20th? Is this true?
That is correct. I've already got the money set aside. I've got money set aside for the plane ticket, and I got money set aside for partying.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my gosh. So, folks, don't...
Going down.
Danny's coming down, and I want to say August the 20th. All of us will be at Lake Tomahawk. We're going to be meeting up at Lake Tomahawk, Black Mountain. Do not go to Lake Tomahawk in Chicago or whatever. It's Lake Tomahawk in Black Mountain, North Carolina. And we'll be doing a fan meetup. Danny will be there also. Many other fans. I'm hoping many more fans will come. And if you want to bring a snack, if you want to bring food items or anything like that, you're welcome to. Or we're just welcome to have a good time and chill. And of course, I will be. I'll be 27 after that day because the 19th is my birthday. And so, the 20th, we're gonna be celebrating with the fans, and just want to let everybody know that. So, because officially, Danny is one of my good fans, and Danny has shared a lot with me about his career. Now, Danny, are you working your ways up into the UFC?
That's the goal. There's a lot of politics in MMA. I've got a lot of guys here in Houston that are professional fighters that have busted their ass and done very well in fighting in Legacy or Fury FC. Here's a couple venues that we have, King of the Cage, and they're great, but they don't get the phone call. The way that works with UFC is you've got to kind of have your own charisma to show people that who you are and how good you are, and it's all about how many asses you can put in seats out there in the audience. When you can draw a crowd, if you can sell a lot of tickets, then that's when Dana White starts making phone calls. Like that's what happened with my very good friends Derek Lewis. I'm sure y'all that are watching, if anybody follows MMA, Derek Lewis here in Houston, Texas, the Black Beast. He's one of my good friends. He's in the UFC, and he puts asses in chairs, and that's why he got up there. And he's doing phenomenal. Now he's ranked number 6 in the world heavyweight.
So, okay, I should have put MMA fighter. So you're technically an MMA fighter, am I right?
Yes, MMA, predominantly Muay Thai. I'm a Muay Thai fighter, but I do MMA as well. Yeah.
I thought about a while back ago when I was I'm still trying to I've been I have been trying to go to the gym, but sometimes it's it depends on my mood and how I feel. And I thought about doing what you do. I thought about getting into that, but I'm thinking, do I really want to shatter my leg? I'm not this. Tommy and C2010 is not that flexible. Okay, Tommy, we're going to take your leg and we're going to pull it back. You're going to do what with what?
Nah, man, it ain't like that. When you train at a gym, we don't try to go all out and go hard. Some of us do that are more experienced, but what you would be doing is if you joined a gym, it's pretty much mandatory by your coach that you wear shin guards, 16-ounce gloves, not 4-ounce. So you wouldn't break a leg because you'd have guards on, so that way y'all aren't beating each other up too much.
Okay. Now, let me think here. Now, I normally interview YouTubers and stuff like that, but I know that, you kind of have made YouTube videos in the past. After this episode of Tommy Talks, would you ever start a YouTube channel and put a schedule to making videos?
Yes, I do intend on doing that. I'm going to make a new channel because I forgot what the other one was. It was old. But I intend on making a channel and posting videos pretty much overall about MMA, Muay Thai, technique. I'll do some videos showing, techniques on other people so everybody kind of gets a feel of what to do, just give some insight on how Muay Thai works.
Okay, and folks, when he starts that YouTube channel, the link is not down in the description because he didn't have the YouTube channel started yet. But when he gets the YouTube channel started, keep an eye out in the description for the link to pop up in there, because that's where it's gonna be, right down here. Right
Absolutely,
down here
yeah.
in this vicinity, the lower vicinity.
Yeah, y'all support Houston fighters, Houston, Texas. We got the best fighters out of Houston, Texas. Most of the people in UFC actually come out of Houston, Texas. We're damn good down here.
Wow. Now, as being a professional MMA fighter, is there any tricks to being an MMA fighter? Any particular moves that are pretty devastating, would you say?
Well, there's definitely 1,000 different devastating things you can do to somebody. But what's most important that you have to learn when you become a fighter is you don't just get out there and start swinging. You have to learn basically first defense on how to take a hit and how to dodge a hit. And you need to learn how to telegraph, which basically means you have to pay attention to see if someone's standing in a certain way and they got one hand back, that hand's coming towards you. So you need to slip it or, just take a block and then return. You want to counterattack. That's the main thing you have to learn whenever you start being a fighter. You have to learn how to read your opponent's body. What is he about to do? Does it look like he's about to kick me with that right leg? It looks like he's lifting up his knee. He's going to knee me in the gut. Things like that. You have to keep an open mind. You can't just... That was one of my problems when I first started training, is because I would just go in a fight mode and I just want to pop, 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 pop. And, I had guys that were 50 pounds less than me just beating me up because I knew what I was doing. They could see how I was swinging. It takes time to learn how to telegraph. And once you see that, man, then you get unstoppable because you know how to maneuver, you know how to move around, and you can tell what's coming towards you so you can counter on that. And when you can catch someone on a counter, usually you'll get a knockout if you can land it just right. That's where I come in. That's my specialty. I knock people out.
Wow. Danny, can you do me a favor? Can you lean your camera up? Because we're kind of just seeing your mouth.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Now we can see your wonderful, awesome face now. And we don't just see a mouth, honestly. But, Danny's about the knockout. You know what I'm saying, folks? Because the thing is, having a bodyguard like Danny, honestly, I won't have to worry about somebody, saying that they're going to be my bodyguard and then running out of breath, honestly. I'm not picking on people that are... I think Danny probably could dominate many people here on YouTube, including people like Keemstar. I think that you probably could put him to sleep. Could you say?
I would knock Keemstar the fuck out.
Whoa, watch for the language. This is
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. My apologies, guys.
Oh, you're leaning.
Yeah.
Hold. Danny doesn't have a computer, so he's doing it via cell phone from his phone.
Yeah, just because the computer crashed.
So
yeah,
I have to make
sure. Your language, everybody. Stay positive.
Yeah,
but remember... yeah, Keemstar. Yeah, that's a one-hit quit.
So okay? Do you think now he says he's fast as frig? Now, do you think you could actually outrun him?
I don't know. Him just saying he's fast, it doesn't really tell you exactly how fast he is. I ain't seen the dude run, but I'd probably catch him.
All right. Well, here's a challenge. Okay, I'm going to state a challenge here. And if you want to tweet at him, folks, okay, Keemstar, August the 20th, come to Black Mountain, North Carolina, and we'll see who's the fastest, Danny or Keemstar. So, folks, tweet at Keemstar and tell him to come to Black Mountain, North Carolina, August the 20th, and we'll see who's the fastest.
And tell him too that I'm going to bring 2 pairs of boxing gloves.
Oh, God. The most epic showdown, folks. Danny versus Keemstar, and I guarantee you would put in 1 second, bam. I think it would just be one hit, and then it'd be like, let's get.
One hit quit, baby.
Because that's what Danny is. He's all about the. Danny kind of reminds me of Goldberg. He gets in the ring and he's just like, bam, bam, bam. I'm just like, ding, 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 KO. Yeah, Danny. That's what I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you the Goldberg of MMA.
All right, I'll take that.
You should really, if you get into UFC, you should tell them that's your nickname, the Goldberg of MMA. But the thing is, you have to build your name up. You have to be a guy that can walk into the ring and dominate your opponent. I'm not saying that you couldn't, but you have to be a guy that can walk into the ring, bam, 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 knock your opponent out, and then walk out of that ring. Because Goldberg would come out, literally spear his opponents, jackhammer him, and then walk out of that ring in a matter of 1 second. Because if you guys remember the Survivor Series, when Goldberg finally came back and he destroyed Lesnar, of course everybody can say, well, what could happen at WrestleMania, Tommy? Well, that was already, they had already planned that, and we just forget that even happened. We'll just say that the fact that, basically Goldberg dominated Brock Lesnar 2 times, folks, because Danny is the Goldberg of MMA, and he's going to be the Goldberg of UFC. Now, do you think that you could take somebody like Brock Lesnar easily?
No, I would be talking very arrogantly if I said I could take Goldberg or Brock Lesnar easily. That's a big boy, and he's got heavy hands. But I know how to work with people like that. That's the kind of fight that. Let him wear himself out. Let him try to bum rush me. Let him try to swing hard. Let him try to take me down. It's all good. I got good ground game. And as soon as he starts getting tired, I'm going to start throwing elbows. I'm going to start hitting his face. And I don't know. I think it would be a good, nice, bloody fight. I think it would be a pretty good, bloody fight.
Well, one thing you definitely have on him as a weak point is because he, has that, not to be I know it's like he has a problem, but you can definitely punch him in the gut. That would definitely take him down. I don't know if that would harm him in any way, but, I heard that's the reason why he stepped out of UFC, because he had an intestinal issue, or his intestines were actually coming out of his stomach. And if you have if you have that issue, why do you step into another physical sport, WWE, and become one of the biggest mercenaries in the company,
Well, you can sustain a lot of injuries. You can get hurt. People get hurt all the time. I've had friends that have had their foreheads gashed wide open. I mean, to the skull from hard elbows, and you just have to really have a love for a contact sport like that to get you back in the ring. Some people will give up. They say, this is not for me. I don't feel like getting beat up. Others, it's just like, it's my fuel, it's, I love it. I don't worry about, injuries and stuff like that, unless of course it's something that might be detrimental to my health. I mean, if I had my intestines coming out of my stomach, I'm not fighting anymore. I would like to keep my intestines inside my stomach. So yeah, it's just all about heart, how much you can take, and if you're willing to keep going with it. And that's what Brock is, whether he's in UFC or if he's if he's doing the wrestling. He's got a love for contact. That's why he's as good as he is.
When do you think is an age for an MMA fighter to quit fighting? When do you think is a typical age for MMA to quit fighting and just let the younger guys take the seat instead of hogging all the glory? Because I think that's what my opinion of Brock Lesnar is. He's a guy that's holding on to something. Of course, he just recently left UFC because of steroid abuse, in my opinion. But people say, "Oh, Tommy, it wasn't a steroid. It was some kind of powder." Well, yeah, folks, if you can inject it into your ball sack, it's a steroid. All right, I think you
He was
no.
using steroids. I know all about it. He was using PEDs. He's on steroids. He thought he could get away with it. He ended his cycle trying to be having enough time before he had to fight, but it was still in his system. Ain't no damn powder. I don't know who the hell's talking about that. You obviously don't know anything about UFC or Brock Lesnar. The dude shoots steroids.
The
No one
guy's
gets
as big
that
as a house. Come on, you
Powder.
can't get that big. Danny can go to the gym for years and years and not get that big.
It's impossible. You have to take PEDs.
Now, a lot of people say that in the WWE that, oh, people don't use steroids because of the WWE has a policy. Yes, people use steroids in the WWE, but they closely, WWE watches the superstars that they want to watch that are using steroids. Because, for instance, if you notice, Roman Reigns was suspended a while back ago for using metabolic steroids. He was actually suspended and suspended pay. But even though they have one of the biggest steroid users that walks into the ring, Brock Lesnar, and walks down, and there's another rule: you can't have sponsors on your shorts, on your shorts at all in WWE. But guess who comes walking down the ring with a sponsor? Well, Tommy had the sponsor on his shorts, Tommy. He had the sponsor. Well, you know what? When WWE makes rules and they tell wrestlers, oh, well, sorry, shh, no, folks, you can't call them professional wrestlers. You have to call them sports entertainers. That's what Vince McMahon says. And if you say wrestling, he hates the word wrestling. You have to say sports entertainer. He will say, that's what Vince McMahon does. Vince McMahon is one of those owners of a wrestling entertainment company that is so full of it. Sometimes he makes me sick on the product he thinks we want to see. Honestly,
Yeah.
And a lot of people hate
Goes a little overboard.
Huh?
Said, yeah, he goes a little overboard.
Yeah. Now, with MMA, let me think. Does it take you when you get set up for a match? Does it take you a while to? Can you just walk into a fight, or can you have to set yourself up to train harder?
You have a camp in the beginning. You got to have at least, it's good to start your camp I like to start my camp at 8 weeks. A lot of people start at 4 because that's when you really have to push yourself the hardest, when you're cutting the weight and, got to have your stamina on point. You can't just walk in. All the boys get ready weeks prior before a fight. So that way you're completely on point whenever you step in that cage or if you step in the ring. So, yeah, I usually like to start about 8 weeks prior to make sure that I'm on point, that I've cut a little bit of weight down, my stamina is up, and I'm just ready to bang.
The way you just... I'm not laughing. I'm just laughing on how you quoted that. I'm just ready to bang. I'm ready to bang.
Just ready to bang.
You banging him? What, Lucy, you banging him? You going out there, you banging him? You know what I'm referencing?
Yes, I know what you're referencing.
Trailer Park Boys, Ricky. Because literally Lucy sleeps with everybody in the show. But that's an awesome. That is a cool way of I'm glad that you could tell us about the way to work your way up in MMA. Now, is there any opponent? Would there be any opponent in the UFC now that you would want to if you got okay? Let's say you get the phone call, and he was to put you in a fight. What would be your dream match? Who would be a current UFC fighter that you would want to go after in the UFC?
If I was in the UFC, I would want to drop down from heavyweight to light heavy because heavyweight boys are real big. So I would like to drop down to light heavy, and I would really like, even though he's by far have always been one of my most favorite fighters. I would want to fight Anderson Silva.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your opinion? Now as you being an MMA fighter, what's your opinion about CM Punk stepping into the UFC and stepping into MMA? Do you think
That was a complete joke. A complete joke. I can't believe it. And I don't agree with the fact that he got signed to the UFC. It was just because he already had a name for himself in wrestling. That's pretty much same thing with Brock Lesnar. They already had a name for themselves. So, okay, yeah, Dana White sees that he can sell tickets. That's where the politics come in. If CM Punk is in there, all of CM Punk's fans out there that love wrestling are going to be like, oh my God, I got to watch UFC now because CM Punk's fighting. He went in there and got tore up. He does not know how to fight. He knows how to wrestle, I guess you could say. I'm not really a fan of him, but it was a complete joke when he went in the MMA. It kind of pissed me off. Mickey Gall tore him up.
Do you think you could dominate CM Punk? And if you were in a fight with CM Punk in a UFC match, what would be the first technique that you would use on him?
I don't know. I would like to get in front of him and see if he wants to try to, being the fact that he's got his wrestling background, I'd like to see if he'd like to try to come across the body and take it to the ground. So I'd be watching to see what he's going to do. I don't think he would want to throw punches with me at first because I'm known for my striking.
Mm-hmm.
And fighters read up on other fighters before you fight them. You watch videos of them, or you talk. You got to talk to people and see how is he. Go watch a fight that they're in. In real life, go watch and see how they perform. What they do most, and that's how you kind of pick and choose on what you would do to something like that. Me personally, with CM Punk, I don't think he has enough strength to take me down to the ground because I'm really strong at being able to stay on my feet. I don't think he could take me to the ground. Even if he did, I'd be able to maintain on the ground. I just let him wear himself out. And as soon as I start putting my hands on him is when it's going to be over. Because like I said, I'm not trying to brag, but I have a very, very heavy hand. And that's why I usually win by knockout. He wouldn't be able to take my hands, especially with 4-ounce gloves. Wow. I would knock him out. I would have him in the first round.
Now, with you being an MMA fighter, what is your opinion on the recent? Now, this is a different subject, but you being a professional fighter, you must have a lot of respect for recently the Undertaker retiring. How do you feel about the Undertaker? The fact that his gloves are actually MMA gloves, and that he retired, and the way he retired. How did you feel about that?
Well, I thought it was really cool. The way he retired and all that was awesome. But at the same time, it's kind of sad because, that was the guy when I was a little kid, Undertaker. Everybody loved the Undertaker. And, he's just too old now. So he had to lay it down. I respect him for that because he stayed in so long. But, it's kind of a little bit of a sad thing. I'm going to miss him.
Yeah, I'm going to miss him too. I'm going to miss that instant moment, WrestleMania is coming around. You always have something to wait for when WrestleMania comes around. Oh, The Undertaker's going to come back. I have a lot of respect for The Undertaker, but there's kind of some stuff that I kind of say, oh yeah, he's at his age right now, he's not The Undertaker, he's the bag of bones taker. We just watch a bag of bones get juggled around in the ring every single night. But you know what? It's dedication when you can perform and go out there, even though you're running out of breath and you're standing on the ropes and you're trying to hold yourself up, and Bray Wyatt's trying to carry you in a match, honestly. But man, I watched a match.
Here's my pit bull, everybody. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, Tommy, but there's my son.
That's your son?
Everybody say hi to my son, Zero.
Zero is your hero. Interesting story. My friend, actually here in North Carolina, his nickname is Zero, actually.
Yeah, I named my dog after my favorite rap artist here in Houston, Zero.
Well, that's good, man. That's definitely good to do. And let me think here. What else can I? Okay, here's a segment that I have for all my guests. One question and one impression. And you're welcome to ask me any question or any impression. I'll do the impression or answer the question to the best that I can.
Okay. An impression. See, it's tough. I can think of a lot of people, but um, do an impression of me.
Yo, it's me, Danny. I'm a professional fighter. Bam, 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 move. Headed for the ref tug. Bam. Danny from, hey, how you doing? Hell no, I definitely I messed that up.
It was good enough. It was good enough. All right. My question to you is, how long do you think you will want to continue on being an inspiration on YouTube to all of your fans that love you, including myself? How long do you think you're going to be doing this? I mean, is this something that you think it's only going to be
Until
temporary
death.
for a while, or are you just going to keep rolling?
Until until death.
Awesome. So you're
until
dedicated.
until until the last, and when my heart stops. Like whenever the day that I ever clunk over, that's when I'll stop making videos. I even said this to myself. I would even have my funeral recorded, the passing of my own funeral, put on YouTube.
Well, damn. Let's not
And
talk about funerals, man.
and one thing I would say is I would definitely invite all my fans to come. I wouldn't exclude anybody. Everybody would be welcome to come. That's what I'm saying. If the day I ever cease to exist on this planet, and that the flow of Tommy and C2010 seeds exist in the world of positivity and entertainment.
Right.
And I just want to say, I want to thank you so much for taking your time to come on this show, Danny. And you're a good fan, and I do appreciate everything. And when Danny starts making videos, folks, I will keep your eye out for the link in below, and you can check it out. And also, just want to remind you, if you donate to the GoFundMe and you say, Tommy, crush a can, here it is. I will crush a can on a video or a live stream, and $5, $10. I'm gonna say that once, promote it here once. So if you want to, you can. And this is Danny.
Yes, I encourage everybody to donate. Donate.
Thank you, Danny. I really do appreciate it. Danny has actually already donated it, and I really do appreciate that donate. And I do appreciate everybody else that has donated currently for the GoFundMe. We're hoping to raise up the amount so me and Hamza can go to Playlist in DC. And I just want to say thank you so much, Danny, for coming on. And so, folks, we're gonna wrap this up here. And thank you so much. And when Danny starts making YouTube videos and he sends me the link, I will put the link in the description below. So keep your eye on the prize down below. And as always, folks, I'm Tommy NC2010. Thank you so much for joining me for another awesome episode of Tommy Talks. And when we get around to it, the next episode of Tommy Talks will be with the one and only Foul Mouth Network, and we'll be talking about a controversial subject between formal friends that have turned formal enemies. And so that's all I'm going to say the subject is about. And this is Danny. This is Danny right here, the professional MMA fighter. Takedown. The Takedown Kid. No, that's your nickname. Takedown Kid. The Takedown Kid.
All right.
As always, folks, I'm Tommy and C2010. I sign off. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there today here on Mother's Day. I hope you're celebrating with your mom. And I hope everybody's doing well. As always, I'm Tommy and C2010. Subscribe, support, stay positive.
And stay positive.
Catch you later, folks.